In this lesson, we discussed fog, which makes the more distant objects to have less contrast. We are using the exact same scene from our previous lesson. Let's run the IPR. The first thing would be to create a fog shader. Like the atmosphere volume shader, go to your render settings and under the main tab, come down to the environment rollout, and using this button, add a fog shader to the atmosphere field. Or you can create the fog shader in the material manager and add it to the atmosphere field. As you can see now, we have some fog in our scene. Let me just open up the fog shader. First of all, we got the color of the fog. You can try different colors and see the result. Now you're probably gonna use a grayscale value here. Maybe let's just get back to default white color. Then we have distance that controls the density of the fog. So as I increase this value, we're gonna have a denser fog. Let's just reset it to the default value again. Height controls the rate of the exponential decay along the direction. Increasing this value makes the gradual decay between the areas with and without fog to be less apparent. So let's try 5. Now you can see the decay is sudden. Let's try 10, 13, and 50. Let's just leave it at 50 for now. Then we have the ground normal, which defines the direction of the fog. Right now, the fog is on the Y direction. I can get out of the camera to actually be able to see the effect a bit better. Let's change the ground normal to X-axis. You can set it to -X. Obviously, now the fog has a new direction. I can change it to the Z-axis if I wanted to. And based on our camera direction, I'm going to use both the X and Z directions. And finally, we have the ground point, which controls starting point for the fog along the axis set by the direction. Now the direction is set to X and Z, and as I change the ground point, I'm moving the starting point of the fog. And finally, let's set the color to the dark gray color, maybe about 20%. Increase the distance to 30 centimeters and height to 500. And set the ground point for both X and Z to -1600. And if I get back to the camera, you can see the results in the IPR. So in this lesson, we discussed fog and we are done with lighting section. And from the next lesson, we start the shading section of the course. So see you there.